Hi, my name is Esther Ambrose-Dempster and I'm the scientist in residence for e-Qualitas. I'm a PhD student at UCL looking at the enzymatic breakdown of plastic. So I've helped run 2 sessions. The first one was on scientific method, so I kind of ran through what the scientific method I have been exposed to and what I kind of feel I've developed as like my scientific method over the last couple of years while I've been doing my PhD, and I had a chat with some of the trainees. Last time it was kind of like quite an informal like 2-way conversation, which was really lovely, and then this time I've just run through advances in chemistry, which again I've done very much from my point of view of being like the advances in technology, biochemistry, chemistry that have maybe helped me along my PhD are the reason that I have been able to do it, and kind of pinned it on the fact that the breakthroughs we hear about in the news and the media and the Nobel Prizes aren't necessarily the breakthroughs that actually make research easier on like the level that I do it. Yeah, so my experience with science in school was quite good. I had some really nice science teachers. There wasn't any one science I was particularly liked more or less. I ended up doing natural sciences at uni, which allowed me to carry them all on until the point I was ready to choose. But there was one particular chemistry lesson where I remember my teacher telling us about the systematic naming of molecules. And I remember looking at like a bottle of moisturiser later that day and understanding what those molecules would like look like in space, and that kind of brought science back into like the real life for me. And it was that link between I guess the world and science that really spurred me on to do science. And so yeah, my experience at school was great, and that's kind of like a real thing that I really remember from it. So I think that science communication is very, very important. It was about half of my undergrad degree, so I got quite a lot of training in it with writing articles, interacting with people, communication through television and all of that. And I think it's very important because there's quite a hangover from when science was only accessible to the very rich or the very educated from back in the day. But I think now there's kind of a better drive towards less top-down communication and making an understanding that science is in all of the world that we experience, and trying not to make people scared of science, so that you can so that people don't hear the word science and think, oh gosh, I don't understand that, I can't do that. That's something that I really feel quite passionate about. So yeah, I think science communication is really, really important. It is really important within science, but I think you have to be aware of the fact that you obviously have to understand the jargon to be able to take part in it and the thought patterns that are kind of around science, but you have to be aware of not hindering that and like restricting people when they're talking about science. Yeah, it's one of those things you kind of have to buy into to understand and chat about, but I think it shouldn't be like retained to just that way of thinking.